Corey Lewandowski, who ran a campaign against her. So, Corey, good to see you again. Is that music to your ears?
Oh, I hope so. Trish, I really hope so. Look, everybody wants Hillary Clinton to run one more time. She was the worst candidate in the 2016 cycle that we could have possibly had. And so, look, she never went to Wisconsin. She lost Pennsylvania on the map. She had never been to Ohio before. She forgot about Michigan. And so, sure, let's have her come back, because what we know and what her campaign team has admitted was after she lost the campaign, when every major media outlet except this one said she was going to win, they came up with the fake Russia collusion narrative, which we now know is over. Let's have Hillary Clinton run again. I think it's a great idea.
He's also talking about other centrists. He floated Bloomberg's name out there, Mike Bloomberg, former mayor of New York. Do you think that could actually happen? Because, by the way, if they do that, right, it's the Ross Perot effect. I think it's quite negative for them because they're going to divide themselves.
Well, that's right. The difference with Michael Bloomberg, like Ross Perot, is that he's exceptionally wealthy. And Michael could send a big check to his campaign, whether it's 20 million, 50 million, 100, 500 million. He has amazing capital resources to do that. But he can't win an election, and we know that. If he thought he could have won, he would have gotten in this race. Michael Bloomberg is anti-Second Amendment, and his history in New York would be such that he doesn't want to relive that and try and espouse that onto the American people. And, you know, you can't just go out and throw $500 million in an election and tell people that you're going to be successful. Michael can't win this race.
Besides that, he'd have to fight the Democratic Party and the establishment, which now seems increasingly to be behind Elizabeth Warren. What do you think, Corey, of Elizabeth Warren as a candidate against Donald Trump?
I think if the Democratic Party wants to get beat in the worst electoral loss since Ronald Reagan's reelection, then they should absolutely make Elizabeth Warren their nominee. Look, she is going to win in California. She is going to win in New York, and she's going to win in Massachusetts. But she won't win in the middle of part of America like North Dakota and South Dakota and Michigan, Ohio and Pennsylvania, and those places where people care about their jobs, where they're proud to be Americans again, and they should be unapologetic about that. And that's what Donald Trump has delivered for this country. Being proud to say that you're an American again, to be unapologetic about being American. Don't forget, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, they're avowed socialists. They want to redistribute your wealth. Anybody who's made something successful, they want to take it away from you. They want to have illegal aliens come across this border and kill Americans, and they think that that's what America stands for. I don't agree at all.
Wow. Hey, Corey, so impeachment, you know, it's moving at a pretty fast pace. How do you slow it down?
Well, look, I think the difference when you look at this impeachment process compared to what happened to Bill Clinton in the late 90s was that Ken Starr wrote a report and made 5 recommendations for criminal referrals as it related to Bill Clinton. There is no such referral for Donald Trump because he's never committed a crime. He's not broken any laws. And what these Democrats are going to do is they're going to vote on impeaching this president before Christmas. It will then go to the U.S. Senate in early January, and I think you'll see the president acquitted of that impeachment by early February, which mirrors exactly the time frame of what the Democrats went through with Bill Clinton and the Republicans prosecuted him in the late 90s.
But you'd think they'd know that, right? Like, you know, they've seen that movie before. I wonder if this is partly why Nancy Pelosi was so resistant to the idea all along, and yet now she's just, you know, torpedoing her way through, not even getting the memo or the transcript of the call. She could have waited a lousy 12 hours. She didn't even do that, Corey. Is this in part let me just ask you, is it in part because they know that some really bad stuff could be forthcoming with the IG report? Are they trying to get out ahead of those headlines?
Well, that I think is part of it. But you also have to remember, a number of members of her caucus are facing progressive challenges from the left. And Congressman Jerry Nadler in New York, who represents the Upper West Side of New York City, is not going to lose a general election. So they want to show that they can be as tough as possible on this president, so they fend off those challenges. And by trying to impeach him or by impeaching him, that prevents the far left progressives from taking over even more of the party that AOC already dominates.
So what happens eventually? Does this actually cause Republican conservative voters, Trump's base, to basically become stronger because they see him up against it with the Democrats? You know, how many times have we been through this now, by the way? Corey, how many times have you had to go to Congress and talk to them? I mean, it's like it just keeps on happening. It doesn't stick, and they've got to then pivot. So this is another one of those pivots.
It is. And look, the Republican Party is solidly supporting Donald Trump. He's got about a 96% approval rating with Republicans. This is going to consolidate those independents who said, hey, Democrats, we gave you an opportunity to take over the majority in Congress. You didn't deliver. And as a matter of fact, you took our country in the wrong direction. We're tired of the partisan politics. Go and get health care across state lines so we can buy it that way. Go and transform so we can have better roads and bridges. Pass an infrastructure spending bill. Give us real reasons to return you to Congress. But they haven't done that. So I think these Democrats are going to feel that impact at the ballot box come 2020.
What are you thinking in terms of Senate, in terms of a run there in the Granite State?
Well, look, I've been waiting to see the fundraising numbers from the Republican opponents who are in the race right now. The quarter ended yesterday. I'm very anxious to see if they have the resources to compete with Jeanne Shaheen. And if they don't, I think I'm going to be the best candidate to get into that race and defeat Jeanne Shaheen and make sure that Donald Trump has a solid voice from the Northeast in the U.S. Senate supporting his agenda and fighting for the people of New Hampshire.
So you're still looking at it?
100%, Trish, 100%.
Corey Lewandowski, thank you so much. Good to see you tonight.
Thank you.